a national emergency. I'm now joined by Congressman Marlin Stutzman, Republican from Indiana. Congressman, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Marky. Great to be with you this morning.
So the president's move to hold back this housing bill, it really stunned lawmakers on Capitol Hill because it passed with rare, overwhelming bipartisan support, was seen as this easy win for the president and your party. Are you disappointed that he's using it as a bargaining chip?
Well, Marky, this is just part of the legislative process. And President Trump has been asking the Senate for quite some time for the Save America Act. And he feels this is his top legislative priority. And then, of course, when the Senate takes up a War Powers Act and a couple of Republicans voted against him, it just kind of built to a boiling point. And even though we were supposed to have a bill signing yesterday, I think he just realized that, he has a point to make and that he's going to take this opportunity to share with Republican senators and Democrat senators that the Save America Act is a very high priority. He feels he's addressed some of the concerns related to housing with interest rates and some other regulatory changes. I think we'll still get there, but this is one of those opportunities for the president to make his point on how important the Save America Act is to him.
And you voted for this housing bill. You're comfortable with it just sitting on the president's desk until the Save Act gets passed, which so far doesn't seem to have the votes?
Well, something will have to happen within the next 10 days since the bill passed both the House and the Senate. So something's going to move soon. But a lot of my constituents back home, of course, they want to see the Save America Act passed as well, and especially with Republicans in control of both the Senate and the House and the White House. They're asking, why can't this get done? They want to be sure that the integrity of the elections are secure and that people that are voting are actually supposed to be who they are, who they say they are, and that they are citizens of this country in order to vote.
The mixed messaging back and forth, though, is quite interesting. The White House called this one of the most significant pieces of housing affordability legislation in American history, literally, yesterday or the day before. And then, now the president says it's of minor importance. Which is it? And does that kind of whiplash make it harder for Republicans to govern?
It is important, and I know it's important to the president because, for one, this has the investor ban in it that the president pushed for quite hard. He mentioned it in his State of the Union earlier this year, and it is an important piece of legislation. And I think the president's just making the point, this is important, but I've got something even more important, and he's using the day and the next couple of days to make that point. There's a lot of tension right now within the Senate caucus, Republican caucus, just simply because there's some of these pieces that aren't getting over the finish line. And, Republican voters are very frustrated that that's this filibuster rule in the Senate is the hurdle that seems to be blocking a lot of this common sense legislation. But the housing package, I'm confident it will get done at some point. It's just kind of getting caught up in the process. While other bills are also getting their focus on trying to get across the finish line.
Talk about a contentious day amongst your colleagues on Capitol Hill yesterday. Speaking of just affordability, I also wanted to get your reaction to the Energy Department renewing an emergency order to keep 2 Indiana coal plants open. This despite an energy executive reportedly calling one of the plants inefficient and unreliable. I know, a couple, maybe it sounds like boilers aren't working there. So what will be the effects of this move in terms of affordability for Hoosiers, sir?
Well, it'll definitely help because, we know that the demand for electricity and energy only continues to go up. And of course, I wanted to say that, our thoughts and prayers are with those in Venezuela. Just when the country's, making a turn, it's, of course, hit by this earthquake. And, there's going to be a lot of tragedy there, unfortunately, this morning. But, we know that energy is an important need for a country and an economy. And it's important for us as Hoosiers. The demand is continuing to grow. We're seeing this tremendous growth, buildings and new companies that are coming to the United States and to Indiana, and we know the demand for energy continues to go up. So these are important pieces. We need to make sure that our base load is covered right out of the gate, and even though it's coal, we're going to get there, and we need to right now to be sure we can cover all of the demand that we have.
Yeah, we have just about a minute left, sir, but I did want to, you bring up Venezuela, and I did want to ask you about this just as we're continuing to monitor the two, huge earthquakes, 7.2, 7.5 magnitude quakes.
Yeah,
the
wow.
latest latest death toll that we got just minutes ago said it was 164 at this point. Are you being briefed on that this morning? And also, you know, it's interesting that the president says we're sending in help, but aren't we overseeing that country right now after taking out Nicolas Maduro? Shouldn't we be overseeing the entire operation there on the ground?
Well, I know there's a lot of Americans already there that are part of the oil and gas industry, and of course trying to help keep the country stable. So I'm sure this morning we will be briefed on the situation. But I think that one of the things I'm hopeful for, and I know there's nonprofits from the United States that will flood into Venezuela to help. My family was always a part of organizations like that just jump in and help rebuild. But this is obviously a great tragedy, and it'll set the country back even more. But I'm glad that the United States is, friends and has a relationship with Venezuela, that we can help the Venezuelan people under these very dire circumstances.
Yeah. Panic and fear on the ground, just unimaginable as those first responders continue to sift through the rubble. Republican Congressman Marlin Stutzman of Indiana, thank you so much always, sir, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.